Frankenstein Part 1. In these chapters, Victor Frankenstein tells us about his childhood and his family. We learn about his parents and how Elizabeth became part of his life. Victor grows up in a loving and peaceful home, but we also see his strong curiosity about science and the secrets of nature. This curiosity slowly becomes very important for his future. Chapter 1. I was born in Geneva, and my family was one of the most respected families in that republic. For many years, my ancestors worked as important public officers. My father also served in several public positions with honor and respect. Everyone who knew him respected him for his honesty and his hard work. When he was young, he was always busy with the affairs of his country. Because of different circumstances, he did not marry early. It was only later in life that he became a husband and a father. The story of my parents' marriage shows my father's character, so I will tell it. One of his closest friends was a merchant named Beaufort. He had once been rich and successful, but because of many misfortunes, he became poor. Beaufort was proud and could not accept living in poverty in the same place where he had once been respected. After paying his debts honestly, he moved with his daughter to the town of Lucerne. There he lived in poverty and without telling others where he was. My father truly loved Beaufort as a friend and felt very sad when he heard about his situation. He did not agree with his friend's proud decision to disappear. My father decided to find him and help him start a new life with his support. It took 10 months before my father found where Beaufort was living. He was very happy when he finally discovered the place and quickly went to the house, which was in a poor street near the river Reuss. But when he entered, he saw only misery and despair. Beaufort had saved a small amount of money, enough to live for a few months. He hoped to find work in a merchant's business, but while waiting, he became more and more sad. After 3 months, he became sick and too weak to work. His daughter, Caroline Beaufort, took care of him with great love, but she saw that their money was almost gone, and they had no way to earn more. Caroline was brave and strong in character. She found small jobs. She made simple handmade things and worked very hard, but she earned very little, just enough to survive. After several months, her father became worse. She had to spend all her time caring for him, and they had even less money. In the 10th month, Beaufort died in his daughter's arms. She was now an orphan and very poor. This sorrow was too much for her. She was crying beside her father's coffin when my father entered the room. He came like a protector. After the funeral, he took Caroline to Geneva and placed her under the care of relatives. 2 years later, she became his wife. My parents were different in age, but this only made their love stronger. My father respected my mother deeply for her virtues. He wanted to protect her and make her happy after all she had suffered. He did everything to please her. He tried to protect her from every difficulty, like a gardener protects a delicate plant. Her health had been weakened by her past suffering. After their marriage, they traveled to Italy for her health. They visited many beautiful places, and this change helped her recover. Later, they traveled through Germany and France. I was born in Naples, their first child, and I traveled with them when I was a baby. For several years, I was their only child. They loved each other very much, but they also gave me endless love. My mother's gentle kisses and my father's warm smile are my earliest memories. I was their beloved child. They felt a deep responsibility to raise me well and guide my future toward happiness. For a long time, I was their only child. My mother wished to have a daughter, but I remained their only child until I was about 5 years old. One day, while traveling near the Lake of Como, my parents visited a poor family. My mother often visited poor homes because she remembered her own suffering and wanted to help others. In one poor cottage, they saw a family with many children. Among them was one girl who was different from the others. She was very fair, with golden hair and blue eyes. Even in poor clothes, she looked special and beautiful. The woman of the house explained that this child was not her own daughter. She was the daughter of a nobleman from Milan. Her mother had died when she was born. Her father had fought for his country's freedom and disappeared. His property was taken away, and the child became an orphan. When my father returned from Milan, he saw this beautiful child playing with me. My mother asked him for permission to take the girl into our home. The poor family loved her, but they agreed it would be better for her future. So Elizabeth Lavenza came to live with us. She became my more than sister, my beloved companion in all my activities. Everyone loved Elizabeth. Before she came home with us, my mother had said playfully, "I have a beautiful gift for my Victor." When she gave her to me, I took her words seriously and thought Elizabeth was my special gift. I felt proud when others praised her. We called each other cousins, but she was more than a sister to me. From that day, I believed she was mine to protect and love forever. Chapter 2. Elizabeth and I grew up together. We were almost the same age. We never argued. Our friendship was peaceful and loving. Our personalities were different, but this difference brought us closer. Elizabeth was calm and thoughtful. I was passionate and very curious. She loved poetry and beautiful nature. She admired the mountains, the changing seasons, the storms and calm of our Swiss home. I, instead, wanted to understand why things happened. The world was a secret I wanted to discover. I always felt a strong desire to learn the hidden laws of nature. When my younger brother was born, my parents stopped traveling and settled in Geneva. We had a house in the city and another near the lake. I preferred quiet life and close friendships. I was not very interested in many school friends, but I became very close to one boy, Henry Clerval. He was the son of a merchant. He loved stories of heroes and adventure. He wrote stories and poems and enjoyed acting in plays about knights and brave warriors. My childhood was very happy. My parents were kind and loving. They were not strict rulers, but loving guides. I understood how lucky I was compared to others. Sometimes I had a strong temper, but my passion was directed toward learning. I was not interested in languages, politics, or government. I wanted to learn the secrets of heaven and earth. I wanted to understand the inner spirit of nature and the mysteries of life. Clerval, however, was interested in human actions and moral goodness. He dreamed of becoming a hero who would help humanity. Elizabeth was like the spirit of love in our home. Her kindness influenced both of us. She made Clerval more gentle and helped soften my strong nature. When I look back on my childhood, I feel great happiness, but I also see how small events slowly led me to my future misery. My love for natural philosophy shaped my destiny. When I was 13, during a trip, I found a book by Cornelius Agrippa. At first I was not interested, but soon I became excited by his ideas. I showed the book to my father. He looked at it and said, "Do not waste your time on this. It is nonsense." He did not explain why. Because of this, I continued reading with even more interest. I later read the works of Paracelsus and Albertus Magnus. I believed in their ideas. I wanted to discover the philosopher's stone and the secret of eternal life. Wealth did not interest me, but I dreamed of removing disease from the human body and making humans almost invincible. I also believed I could raise spirits or control supernatural forces. When my experiments failed, I blamed myself, not the books. When I was 15, I saw a terrible thunderstorm. Lightning struck a large oak tree near our house and destroyed it completely. A man with knowledge of science explained electricity and galvanism to us. His explanation made the ideas of my old authors seem foolish. I suddenly lost interest in my previous studies. I turned to mathematics, which seemed more certain and logical. Looking back, I feel that this change was like a warning to protect me from future disaster. For a short time, I felt calm and happy after leaving my old studies, but destiny was stronger. My fate had already been decided, and terrible destruction waited for me. In these chapters, we saw Victor's happy childhood and his early interest in science. He wanted to understand life and discover great secrets. At first, everything seems calm and beautiful, but his strong passion for knowledge may bring problems later. In the next part, we will see how his choices begin to change his life.